the CCP Politburo held a meeting. Welcome to Current Focus. I am Mei Ling. Today, I want to share with everyone. Another major earthquake hits the top leadership of the CCP. News about Vice Chairman He Weidong being arrested continues to ferment. Moreover, in recent days, various signs constantly indicate this matter is truly not simple. March 25, the CCP Politburo held a meeting and even conducted a collective study session. If following past conventions, the Standing Committee members and Politburo members would basically all attend, but this time, on-site footage shows, out of the 24 Politburo members, only 2 were absent. One is Foreign Minister Wang Yi, because he is on an overseas visit. This is understandable. But the other one is Vice Chairman of the Central Military Commission, He Weidong, and there is absolutely no official explanation for his absence. This is not the first time he has disappeared. From the end of the CCP's 2 sessions in March this year until now, He Weidong has already missed several major events. On April 2nd, Beijing's voluntary tree planting activity, he did not attend. April 8 to 9, the Central Work Conference on surrounding areas, he also did not appear. April 23rd, the military's national model for supporting the army and cherishing the people naming ceremony. Logically speaking, he should have attended. But in the end, he was absent again. Now, even the Politburo's collective study session, he is nowhere to be seen. It can basically be said, he has been missing continuously for a month and a half, and outside rumors are growing. Former Chinese mainland media figure Zhao Lanjian revealed overseas that He Weidong was taken away for investigation after the 2 sessions ended on March 11, and has already been under investigation. Even at their residences in Beijing and Shanghai, raids have already been conducted, and it's not just Zhao Lianjian. For example, commentator Kai Shenkun also revealed in a program that the military has internally notified generals from the theater commands, basically confirming that He Weidong is in trouble. The UK's Financial Times also reported on April 10, citing multiple informed sources, that after He Weidong was detained, he has been undergoing interrogation, and the situation is far more serious than these temporary suspensions of Miao Hua. Do you all remember? Miao Hua was previously removed due to trouble. So this time, if even the vice chairman of the Central Military Commission falls, the level of shock can be said to be absolutely unprecedented and astonishing. And what's most intriguing is, the CCP authorities have yet to issue any official statement, nor denied the rumors, let alone made an official announcement. If you all recall, when former Defense Minister Dong Jun was rumored to be in trouble, the CCP's Foreign Ministry and Defense Ministry immediately jumped out to deny it, calling it groundless speculation and pure fabrication. But this time, the Defense Ministry spokesperson simply skipped and avoided responding. Twice when questioned, they dodged the question. What does this reaction indicate? It basically amounts to tacit acknowledgement. And then, on April 24, Zhao Lianjian dropped an even heavier bombshell. He said, the Central Military Commission has internally briefed on the political case involving Yang Hua and He Weidong's faction, accusing them of forming cliques for personal gain, with shocking charges. After not succeeding, they then strongly recommended He Weidong. Now then, the result was that both were completely wiped out, and it even leaked out. Rocket Force Commander Wang Hubin, former Southern Theater Commander Wang Shubin, and Eastern Theater Commander Lin Xianzhang. These people reportedly, after He Weidong's incident, were so scared they hurriedly sent him gifts overnight seeking protection. But in the end, still couldn't escape the damage. Zhao Lanjian also specifically mentioned, April 17 was a watershed moment. The CCP military's rectification entered deep water sea. The Central Military Commission, directly by reading documents, or having CMC leaders, informed the entire military about the case details. This large-scale, high-intensity purge, what does it indicate? The internal turbulence within the CCP military has reached an extent that cannot be concealed. Let's take another look at He Weidong. He rose all the way from 31st Group Army Chief of Staff to become Shanghai Garrison Commander, then Western Theater Deputy Commander and Army Commander. Then, at the end of 2019, was transferred to the Eastern Theater, primarily responsible for the Taiwan Strait direction, becoming its commander, and attaining the rank of general. By 2022, at the CCP's 20th Congress, he jumped 3 levels at once, directly from local level to being promoted to Central Politburo member and CMC vice chairman. The exceptional promotion was jaw-dropping. At the time, there was widespread speculation that Xi Jinping was using someone he absolutely trusted to control military power. But now, this highly anticipated person has also run into trouble. Moreover, there are also views that, if even He Weidong can't be protected, then it means Xi Jinping's military control may truly have begun to loosen. Whether a Xi Jinping can continue to stabilize the situation has now become a huge question mark. Therefore, from He Weidong's consecutive absences this time, to the collective silence of the authorities, and then to the internal exposure of the Tuanhu case announcement, it can be said, this wave of the storm is also escalating comprehensively. Will there be an official announcement of his downfall next? Will it expose a larger military power network? It is worth everyone's continued attention. Alright, next, let me share with you something particularly shocking. Recently, a video circulated online that was incredibly stirring. On an overpass in Chengdu, Sichuan, a fearless warrior hung up anti-communist banners, sending the most genuine cry from the hearts of Chinese people to the world. In the footage, on the overpass outside the Chadianzi bus station, under the glow of streetlights, 3 large banners with red characters on a white background stood out. Every word was written in blood and tears, each sentence resolute. Without political system reform, there can be no national rejuvenation. The people do not need a political party with unchecked power. China does not need a helmsman to point the way. Democracy is the way. These 3 banners remained on the bridges for nearly 3 hours. Initially, they went unnoticed. It was only during a patrol that the police discovered them. However, what was even more shocking was that the authorities actually demanded the preservation of on-site evidence, not allowing immediate removal. Under the CCP's high-pressure system, this is extremely rare. So what does this indicate? It shows that the internal rot and systemic rigidity of the CCP have reached a point of paralysis, utterly incapable of responding to the achievements brought by the awakening of the people. On April 25th, the identity of this warrior was finally revealed. His name is Mei Shilin, from Yangfu Town, Mechuan County, Sichuan. He is only 27 years old this year, according to Du Wen, a former legal advisor to the Inner Mongolian government now in exile overseas, who disclosed to Yipa Time, Mei Shilin had been preparing for this day for over a year. He deeply felt that living as a Chinese person was too humiliating. So what? He decided to use his actions to cry out. Even if it meant being crushed to pieces, he would not hesitate. After accomplishing his feat, Mei Shilin also sent a short 13-second video clip to Du Wen. Along with it, he attached a photo of his ID card. Du Wen was moved by his courage, while also urging him to leave China as soon as possible and seek refuge in a visa-free country. But Mei Shilin insisted on staying in the country. He said this was his land, and he stood here for his beliefs. However, after 11:14 p.m. on April 15, Mei Shilin completely lost contact. More than 10 days passed, with no news at all. Du Wen repeatedly tried to reach him via email, but it was like casting a stone into the sea. Based on Du Wen's long experience assisting dissidents, Mei Shilin was highly likely secretly arrested. The situation was also dire. Du Wen expressed deep regret, calling it tragic and heroic. The wind carries no news. The water runs cold. The warrior breathes his last, never to return. Friends, we can imagine, in a country where speech is punished by torture or disappearance, or even secret execution, how much courage it takes to stand up and resist. Du Wen also specifically appealed for the international community to pay widespread attention to Mei Shilin's safety. because only the eyes of the world can pressure the CCP, sparing Mei Shilin from the most inhumane suffering. Mei Shilin's actions moved many netizens deeply. Many called him Sichuan's Peng Lifa. Do you still remember? In October 2022, on Beijing's Saidong Bridge, that righteous man Peng Zizhou hung banners alone and shouted loudly, "No more nucleic tests. We want food. No to lockdowns. We want freedom. No to lies. We want dignity. No to the Cultural Revolution. We want reform. No to leaders. We want votes. No more slaves. Be citizens." Her actions shocked the world, inspired countless Chinese people to stand up against totalitarianism. And since then, across China, like sparks of fire, voices of resistance have ignited. On June 3, 2023, outside Beijing's Bird's Nest, a woman climbed a tower, waving the American flag and scattering flyers calling for independence. She was hailed as a hero of China and a second Peng Zhaoju. In September of the same year, on a pedestrian bridge in Shijiazhuang's Zhongshan Road, bold words appeared: "End the dictatorship." Before November, in Guangdong and other places, banners demanding freedom and democracy appeared. By July 30, 2024, in Laodi, Henan, a university student, Fang Yarong, bravely stood on an overpass, hanging a banner with 4 demands, and loudly playing a recording: "We want freedom. We want democracy. We want votes. Class boycott. Strike. Oust the dictatorial traitors." Wen Xi Jinping, all of this, is also declaring to the world that the Chinese people are awakening. The CCP's lie machine has completely failed. The Iron Curtain of tyranny cannot stop the spread of truth. Friends, we can clearly see that in today's Chinese society, the hearts of the people are undergoing drastic changes. More and more young people no longer believe in the hatred and brainwashing education instilled by the CCP. The people are also unwilling to be obedient subjects or slaves. People are using various means, even if it's writing a single sentence, posting a sheet of paper, or shouting a slogan, to express their dissatisfaction and their yearning for freedom. The CCP itself knows best that its rule is already hanging by a thread. Otherwise, it wouldn't be so terrified that even a slip of paper or a slogan requires the mobilization of state security, armed police, and special forces, as if facing a formidable enemy. History has proven that once a regime loses the support of the people, it can no longer sustain itself. The former East Germany was toppled by the slogans in the hands of ordinary people, candles and songs. Today's China is heading toward the same fate. And people like Mei Shilin, Peng Kaizhou, Fang Yarong, and countless others who remain nameless, but dare to speak out, they are the bravest stars before the dawn. It is because of them that China has a future. It is precisely because of them that the CCP is so panicked and restless. The collapse of the CCP is inevitable. It is like a caged giant beast, seemingly colossal, but in reality already riddled with flaws, and on the verge of collapse. Every shout, every banner, every voice of freedom is ringing its death knell. Friends, let us remember the name of Mei Shilin. Remember those who fought for freedom. Let us continue to follow his whereabouts, speak up for him, and also for more of our compatriots still struggling in the darkness, because light will never be swallowed by darkness. Justice will never be defeated by evil. China will surely welcome a tomorrow without the Communist Party's light. Tell us your thoughts. I am Mei Ling. See you next time.